I am going to make a chatgpt. For that, I need API key. I need to take Google Gemini API. Go to Google AI Studio. Get API key. I have already created API. Now we will start creating the app. From Flask import Flask render template request session redirect URL for Isunify. Import Google generate vi as GNI. Import OS. Import date time. Flask used to create the web server. Render template loads HTML files. Request handles dataset by the user. Session stores chat history for each user. Redirect URL for redirects users between pages. Sonify converts a response to JSON format. Google Generative AI connects to Gemini AI for responses. OS generates a random secret key. Datetime generates unique chat ID. Next one is configuring the AI model. AI model. The steps up the AI model using Google Gemini. The API key connects your app to the AI service. Next, the third step is creating the Flask app. Creates the Flask web app. Create secret key is needed for storing the chat history in session. Then fourth step, homepage route. If chats not in session, session chats initialize chat history in session. Return render template. When a user visits, first check it if chat history exists in session. If not, it creates an empty chat list, loads index.html, and passes all chat titles. Fifth one, creating a new chat. When a user clicks new chat, it generates a unique chat ID, creates an empty list for chat messages, redirects the user to the chat page. Then it starts a new conversation. Then sixth step, chat page route. When a user visits chat, it checks if the chat ID exists in session. If not, redirects to the home page. If valid, loads chat.html and passes chat history. Then messages in session, chat titles for sidebar navigation, and chat ID to keep track of conversation. This page displays the chat messages. Seventh step, handling user messages. How this works is, user type a message in chat.html and click send. The message is sent to this function using an API request. It checks if the chat session is valid. It sends the message to Gemini AI to generate the content. AI returns a response. The user's message and AI response are saved in the session. The response is sent back to chat.html to display. Eighth step, running the Flask app. Runs the app in the debug mode. Listens on all network interface 0.0.0.0. User port 5600. Now we are going to do UI of the app. For that we need in we are going to explain index dot sorry sorry
कल तो आया था भार्गव कॉलेज में, मिला था सिगरेट मांगने था। तो फिर उसका वो सीन हुआ एंड फिर कल उसको मैंने बोला वो चलाने नहीं लगा, वो कह रहा ओपन एआई का प्रीमियम है हमारे मुझे क्या पता। हाँ मतलब कह रहा मैं वो वाले एपीआई यूज़ करूँगा, तो मैंने कहा भाई चला। मैं उसको बोला कहाँ चेंज करना है, तो उससे वो चला के कह रहा जैमिनी दे दे भाई। तो मैंने जैमिनी दिया भाई दे दो भाई।
I'm going to open this one. Open with the Visual Studio Code. First one is declaring the document type. This declares that file is an HTML5 document, ensures that modern browser correctly interrupt the page. Then the second one is Opening the HTML document, starts the HTML document and specify that page is English. It helps search engines and screen readers to understand the language. And third session, head session, that is metadata and styling, and it ensures all users are displayed correctly, including special symbols like emoji and multiple languages, and makes the website mobile friendly, and it keeps the page to correct zoom level and sets the title of the web page, and loads an external css file, and Flask generate the correct url for the css file. And this session optimize display and load styles. And fourth session, body session, that visibles the content and everything inside the body is what the user says. Then main container page, main container page, a session of content, and sidebar, uh, apply css styles from style.css. The container organizes the layout. And sixth one is step is sidebar, chat list and new chat button. And what this does is displays a sidebar, and title displays chats in large text and new chat button, and clicking this button redirects the users to new chat. And let us start a new conversation easily, displaying the chat history. How this works is creates an unordered list and fast template code, and loops through all saved chat session, and each chat title is used as a link, and creates a clickable link to chat chat id, and chat title is displayed, and this dynamically generates a list of previous chats. And eighth step is chat container. That means it goes to the main page content and displays the page title like welcome to my chat gpt, and ask chat gpt the like something like that, and shows instructions, select a chat or chat, start a new one, and gives clear why we are using this is to get gives the clear instruction for the user. And ninth one, closing the html tags, closes all html uh, tags sessions, then ends the html
Wow,
document.
Naresh.
I'm going to explain the chat box. For that, open it with the Visual Studio Code app. You already explained the same as the index 1, these steps. Then the remain. Then step 3, this one, the chat container, the chat box. This is the main chat area, and heading for the this is heading for the chat section, and where chat messages appear, and iterates over chat history, and displays the user messages inside, and displays the bot's response inside a division. The next step is chat input form. The input area for sending messages, then text input for user messages, and it's required ensures that input cannot be empty, and send the messages when clicked. And fifth step is javascript for sending messages, and stops the default page reload when submitting a form. and stores in user input in user input, clears the text field after submitting, and displays user message, sends message to Flask backend, send the message to Flask server using fetch, and sends data in JSON format, and displays bot response, receives the bot response from Flask, displays the bot message inside the chat box, and scrolls the chat box to show the latest message. And this is a Flask based chat UI that interacts with a backend AI model to provide responses. Then after this, we are going to, and this is for styling, for designing the app. Now I'm going to run the app. Let's type Python app.py. Now it's working. Let's check whether it is working or not. It's working.